YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo, and this is another episode of the Ballpark Show. I go through every MLB game every day and try and narrow it down to the plays that I personally see the most value in. Today's Friday, August 1st. I have 3 games and 4 props at the end, so stick around. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we dropped our highlighted play of the day. We took the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds under 9.5 runs. It sounds crazy in retrospect, but we were looking good until that 8th inning. The score was 3-3 going into the 8th, but both teams managed to put up 8 runs apiece, 16 runs in the inning. Final score was 12-11 Braves. Without that inning, we really have a 4-3 ball game, but that's how it plays out sometimes. Overall, it was a tough day. I went 0-3 on the games, but I did go 3-1 on our props for 2 or more bases. We were able to cash there. Recapping the month of July as a whole, we went 16-12 on all highlighted plays, profiting 4.87 units. If you bet just $25 on every game, you profited $121, and you should have over $800 in your bankroll. That's what I'm trying to do, guys, is keep us in that win column. Bet responsibly, stick to the program, and your wallet's going to thank you. New month, let's make it our biggest one yet. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup of the evening, we have the Detroit Tigers in Philadelphia taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies are minus 155 on the money line, and the total is 8 runs. On the mound, we have Jack Flaherty going for Detroit, and we have Ranger Suarez going for Philly. This is a mismatch all the way through. Suarez has been outstanding with a 2.59 ERA, and his expected numbers suggest he can keep up this level of play. Flaherty's been middle of the pack, and we should still see further aggression. The Phillies' offense is starting to heat up, and that's a bad sign for Flaherty in his current form. The Tigers rank just 18th in the league from behind the plate over the last 30 days, and I think they have another long night ahead of them in Philly. The Tigers do have a slight bullpen advantage, but I don't even expect that to sustain moving forward. We're taking the Phillies on the money line as our first selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates in Colorado taking on the Colorado Rockies. Pirates are minus 155 on the money line, and the total is 11.5 runs. On the mound, we have Andrew Heaney going for Pittsburgh, and we have Antonio Senzatella going for Colorado. Personally, there's no way I'm looking at the Pirates in this spot. Yeah, Heaney has the better numbers coming in, but he has a 5.18 expected ERA. He should get blown up sooner or later. Senzatella's been miserable himself, but I do expect him to improve as the season goes on. At the end of the day, we all know the Pirates' issue is their bats. They lose games 1-0 with Paul Skeens on the mound. In Coors, I guarantee the Rockies score a couple runs. I can't say the same for Pittsburgh. Then you're making the minus 155 favorites. Say less. We're taking the Rockies on the money line. You can find this one for plus 130 odds as our next selection. Let's move. In our last and final matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals in San Diego taking on the San Diego Padres. Padres are minus 165 on the money line, and the total is 9.5 runs. On the mound, we have Matthew Liberatore going for St. Louis, and we have Nick Pivetta going for SD. Similar to the Phillies game, this is a mismatch all the way through. Pivetta's been exceptional, 2.81 ERA with a 10-3 record, and I think it's going to be a long night for the Cardinals' bats. Liberatore's been middle of the pack, and he's still due for aggression. The Padres lineup is starting to heat up over the last 30 days, and we usually see that leading up to the playoffs. I love their new additions. Mason Miller, JP Sears, O'Hearn, and Laureano. I think they make some noise in the National League. They also currently have the number 1 rated bullpen. I say we lay the points. We're taking the Padres laying the 1.5 runs. You can find this one for plus 140 odds as our highlighted selection of the evening. All right, guys, let's get into those props. 4 for today, and I'll get you in and out of here. First, we're taking George Springer of the Toronto Blue Jays to get 1 run or RBI. He hits for contact, hits for power, and this Blue Jays offense has been turning. Next, we're taking Pete Alonso of the New York Mets to get 2 or more bases. It does make me nervous just because Pete's so slow, but he's due for an extra base hit. He's top 5 in the league in hard contact, and he hasn't got on the board in 5 straight games. Next, we're taking Teoscar Hernandez of the Los Angeles Dodgers to get 2 or more bases. He has a 1.4 OPS against Shane Baz. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he goes yard. Last but definitely not least, we're taking Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres to get 1 run or RBI. This guy stays on the board, and I expect a strong showing from this Padres offense. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. New month. Let's start off on the right foot and get back in that win column today. I appreciate your support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, yo. And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.